Hello and welcome to Studio AMB. I'm sitting here with John from Iced Earth, which is a heavy metal band from the US, and they've flown all the way from the USA to come here and play at Sweden Rock Festival. And yeah, your band has been in the run for a long time. And what do you think that it is that have made you stay together for such a long time?
Well, I mean, it's just a commitment to heavy metal. That's what it is, and the music, it's not just a passing phase. It's a lifestyle, and it's a very much a commitment to the art. So that's always been the driving force.
Okay. Well, what do you think is the key to a band that stays together for as long as your band has?
Well, there's been a lot of different members that have come in and out of Iced Earth, it's really the key is if you have a vision and you're going to commit yourself to chasing that vision, and the vision of a band can be many things, from like the entire package, from how your products look, when you make a record, the artwork, the sound of the band, the look of the band visually. There's a lot of elements to it, and I've always had this vision in my head that I've been chasing since I was 16 years old. So,
yeah, well, you have released 11 studio albums and many songs. And as I understand it, you write most of your songs yourself within the band. But what do you think is the best advice to someone who often has the writer's block and can't really get anything onto the paper?
Well, I mean, writer's block happens for sure. But I think if it's in your soul, it's in your soul, and that's a temporary thing, for sure. Your writer's block it's just to get away from it for a little while and don't try to force it. That's kind of almost the worst thing you can do. And believe me, I've been doing this long enough where I've been in those situations because there's a kind of a schedule, and you have a tour already booked, and you have a deadline for when master tracking starts and when it needs to be finished, and that's not the best scenario to be in. Although sometimes I work really well under pressure. We all can work very well under pressure. But when you're doing this for as long as we have, then you're always going to have moments that ebb and flow in a career like this. So but I don't really ever get concerned with writer's block. What I'd be more concerned with if I personally ever reached the point where I wasn't inspired anymore to write, and then I would know we have a real problem. You know what I mean? Or it would just be time to say, we're done. It's that type of thing. It's not about being concerned with a something like writer's block. I mean, that's always temporary if you still have inspiration. And inspiration can come from many forms. Some people look to other bands or other music genres. I kind of look at the world and try to get influenced by personal growth and seeing the things around me and living instead of, I don't care about trends. I don't care about, that type of stuff isn't interesting at all to me. So.
Yeah, so do you think it's important to do your own thing and always care about what feels good to you, or what do you think about that?
Yes, the only way. For me, it's absolutely the only way, because I don't really care about the trends and the corporatism that's involved in the packaging and selling of music. And I mean, that stuff actually disgusts me to no end. So I have no, for me, it's got to be real and from the heart, or I'm done. So.
Okay. Well, lastly, we have a question that we ask all the bands that we interview, and that is, do you have any inspirational words for the young musicians trying to break into the industry?
Well, if you work hard enough and you're committed completely, there's a pretty good chance that you can have success. But it really takes a lot of sacrifice, and it takes a willingness to put that vision or the belief in yourself as a songwriter, which is actually the thing that you don't get into the trap of trying to chase a trend, because you're going to lose. There's no doubt. I mean, by the time a trend is, especially like in the States and the UK, are very similar in the way that the trends come and go. And I mean, if you're chasing a trend, you've kind of already lost because there's going to be something else coming. You know what I mean? So it's better just to stay true to your art and to put it to make it the pinnacle in your life. Don't if your girlfriend doesn't like that you're practicing every night, or your boyfriend or whatever, then that's probably not the right person for you to be with. And if there's a lot of people that will make excuses for failure. Failure is not an option if you really want to succeed. That's my words of inspiration.
Great advice. And we're going to end this interview here, but thank you very much, John, for joining us today.
Welcome.